Hello. What a crazy week it was last week. Like, super stressful. I had two major events that within 24 hours of one another that I wasn't, they weren't my events. I wasn't doing the events, but I was on the crew. I was behind the scenes on both of the events. And for as stressful and crazy as it was, one, both the events turned out phenomenally well. I'm going to talk about one of those specific events here in a second. And the other part of it was like, if I were to describe my week to a startup founder, to you as a startup founder, you'd be like, yeah, that's a week. That's what a week feels like. Every single week, that's what it feels like for me. So it's all relative. It was stressful for me, but for most startup founders, they'd be like, nah, deal with it, dude. That's what it's like. I'm so tired. I am so I'm exhausted. I'm old and exhausted. So yeah, thanks for sticking with this. So I'm here ready to share the news from the Portland startup community with you, and happy that you're here to hear that news from me. So let's kick it off with the really big news. One of the events I was helping with, Pitch Black Food. They called it the beta test for this show. So what's the premise? Well, let me tell you. Pitch Black Food was designed to celebrate Black chefs. A bunch of Black chefs applied. They submitted menus. They're like, hey, we could do this, or these dishes, or what have you. They selected a best dish from those applicants and then created a full course meal, including vegetarian options. For a packed house, there were, upwards of 150 people there, I think, when it all came down to it. And then the other part of the show, in addition to people getting served amazing food and getting to chat with members of the community who are also randomly seated at their table, they also brought each chef up to describe the dish, share their story, and really just celebrate Black culinary excellence in Portland. And there's somebody from Seattle too. So, but he was in Portland while he was doing the dish. So it all plays out. But when it was all over, audience got to vote, and the winner was Let 'em Cook, which was the dessert. So that's interesting. We went through all these amazing dishes. You hit the dessert, and they just nailed it from the audience perspective. So audience favorite was Let 'em Cook with a like plantains Foster kind of thing. I was too busy being stressed about AV. I didn't taste any of the food, but I believe that's what it was like a plantains Foster kind of thing. And it wound up being just this amazing community event on so many fronts. I was super proud and humbled to be part of it. And congratulations to Stephen Green and all of the other folks behind the scenes making this happen, because the community really showed up and it really paid off for them. Now, this isn't the only big Pitch Black news this week, but I'm going to save the rest for next week because I really want you to have the time to take it in. And this, I really wanted to focus on Pitch Black Food. So congratulations to all the chefs. Thank you to the community for showing up and chowing down on all of that amazing food. And thank you, of course, as always, to all the folks behind the scenes who made that a reality. It really did come off as an amazing event, and I'm looking forward to the next time we're able to do that. I'm also looking forward to sharing more news about the Pitch Black crew next week, so stay tuned. Do you like what you're hearing here on the show? Well, as luck would have it, we have the technology for you to communicate that directly to me. All you need to do is click that little like button below, and I'll know you like what's happening here. So please leave a like. So Pitch Black always tries to do something during Black History Month, during February. And as we close out Black History Month, I wanted to touch on a tradition that started in 2017, which was Built Oregon, featuring a single Black founder or Black-led company product each day of February. on social media, and the recap then of each month is it lives on Silicon Floors. So what happens is Built does the work of like day one, here's somebody, day two, here's somebody. You get the drift. And then at the end of the month, I come along with Silicon Florist and say, hey, here's the list of all 28, or in some cases 29 founders who we featured during the month of February for Black History Month. Now, I would implore you, I'm going to read each one of them because they deserve recognition, but I would implore you to please consider purchasing products from each of these companies if you have the ability to do so. If you do not have the wherewithal, at least maybe follow them on social media and like and share their posts when you see them. You would not believe how much impact something as simple as liking and sharing photos on Instagram could be for these companies. But if you can do even that little bit, hugely helpful for each and every one of these companies. I will link them all up below so you've got all of them. Or maybe rather than spamming you with links, I'll just link to the Silicon Forest recap post because that's why I write it up. But you will also, at the bottom of that post, if you're like, who have they featured before? All of the other years of Black History Month where we've featured Black founders are linked up down at the bottom of that post as well. So you'll have a ton of businesses to potentially follow or frequent or be a customer of. But let's get into it. Let me read through the list. I hate it when I have to look at my screen, but I couldn't memorize all 28. So please forgive me. But also, please consider becoming a customer of some of these amazing companies. Okay. Esoteric Garden, National Beard League, Eladine Hair, Plant Balm, Graphic Anthology, Hibis Bloom, Mr. OK's Essentials, who they, Precious was in the conversations that we held in the event. So I'll link up that video. So you've got that as well. Maximum Organic, My Daddy's Sauces, The Barreled Bee, Poke Apothecary, Nana's Exquisite Confections, The Baked Clay Studio, Glenwood Candles, Sunson, People of Color, Royal Rose PDX, Hue Noir, also in those conversations with founders. Where are they now? Jet Woodworking, Do Better Press, Portland Love Clothing, Otis and George, Joaquin McMillan, Bleached by Josh, Chocolate Dope Apparel, Crystal Ball Botanicals, Assembly Brewing, and finally, also in those conversations with founders, Flourish Spices and African Food. So that's the list for this year. I'll link it up. You get all the Instagram accounts for all of those folks, and you can follow them and like and share what they're doing. But you can also get access to the previous years that we've been doing since 2017. So I appreciate your help in celebrating these Black founders in our community and helping amplify all the good work that they're doing. Okay, February, as you know, Black History Month. March, Women's History Month. So we're going to do another Where Are They Now? Where are these startup founders now? Tell us their stories. Some folks have had to wind down companies. Other folks are still working on their companies. There are going to be a variety of stories being told. That's happening March 11th. And I have been holding off on much promotion on this one because I was worried we wouldn't be able to land a venue that would be able to hold a bunch of people. But luckily, our friends at Instrument have come through yet again to help host Startup Founders Where Are They Now? Women's History Month edition. If you would like to join us on March 11th, there is still room. Of course, I will link up the RSVP for that event. The MC and host will be Cami Chaos, who is excited to get back to interviewing people. That's something I know she really enjoys, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And besides, Cami was born on International Women's Day, so she's obviously the perfect host for the Women's History Month celebration of Startup Founders. Again, RSVP, there's still room. I think we're close to running out of room, so hurry up if you want to be there. But if we sell out, oversell, again, like we did with the Black History Month Startup Founders Conversations, we will also figure out maybe a way to live stream it for folks who aren't able to attend. So, or maybe for folks throughout the country. Like maybe you're watching this. I don't know why you're watching this if you're not in Portland or Oregon, but maybe you're not able to be in Portland and you would like to tune in. We will likely hook up a live stream. Again, thanks to our friend Juan Barraza at Latino Founders, we will have a live stream for this event as well, if needed. Okay? Cool. But please, if you can attend in person, would love to see you there. Always a great opportunity to connect with other members of the community. And plus, we may be working on a few things behind the scenes to make it extra special for people who are able to show up in person. So RSVP now. See you on March 11th. And if it sells out, we'll get that live stream going as well. Last week, I talked about the Oregon UAS Accelerator, the unpeopled aerial systems drone. It's drones. This is drones. Like UAS is just fancy acronym for drones. The drone accelerator out in Pendleton, Oregon, Eastern Oregon. Amazing flight facility, test facility for drones. They run an accelerator program. And last week I was talking about the contest. They have a $100,000 prize for a counter drone contest. So rather than how do you enable drone activity, this one's more focused on how do you disable drone activity. So that's the counter drone challenge. But the bulk of their work is the accelerator program. And this week they announced their second official cohort for the Oregon UAS Accelerator. I will link up the post so that you have all those companies at your disposal. Check them out, see what they're working on, and get prepared for the fun part, which is the end of the accelerator program, where you get to see everyone's pitches and hear more about what they built during their experience at the Oregon UAS flight facility. Again, I know I keep saying it. I promise I will make it out there this year, and I will get you some footage so you can see what it's like out there. And I will share that with you and maybe talk to some of the companies. I don't know. I just need to get out there. I've been promising for so long to get out there. I will make it happen in 2025. I promise that will happen. So stay tuned. In a few months, I'll have much more on all of the companies that are going through or have made it through the Oregon UAS Accelerator, and hopefully some footage from the actual facility when I get my ass out there. Okay, cool. What if your startup's not ready for an accelerator? What if you just need like community? You need to be around other founders. You want to be around other folks in the community who are working on startups. Desire for startup founders to hang out with other startup founders is a quite common one. And so we always need more resources, just beyond kind of like traditional office space, co-working. Like how else can founders engage with one another, help one another, be around one another in a community way? The Metro Region Innovation Hub. I already hear your comments, Shay. I hear them. Metro Region Innovation Hub, Portland's hub of innovation for the metropolitan Portland region. They're the wayfinding organization, helping connect the dots or get you where you need to go or what have you. They put together a new program called Startup Cafe. It's going to happen every other week, but it's going to be basically a morning of not only co-working, hanging out with community, coffee and donuts, but also an opportunity for programming and learning experiences from folks from within the community. The first one happens on March 7th. The only speaker I know, there will be two speakers, but the only one I know about right now is Jack Fan, longtime serial entrepreneur and founder here in town, and also quite knowledgeable K-pop guy. That's your trivial fact for this week. Talk to Jack Fan about K-pop sometime. He will be presenting to the group who's there, and then there will be also a second presenter. So it's like a really jam-packed knowledge session. You get to meet other founders, you get to get some work done, you get some donuts and coffee, you get to hear from a couple really smart people every time this happens. And it's open, it's free, but you have to RSVP, so they're sure they have enough space and all that jazz. So I will link up the RSVP for the Metro Region Innovation Hub Startup Cafe, or as they like to call it, Startup Cafe at the Hub. Okay, this last one I saved it till last because people are like, that's not a startup. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know it's not a startup. It was a startup. And the founder of that startup lives here and works on the company here. But yes, the company I'm about to mention has gone public. It is a publicly traded company. So obviously it's not a startup, but it is a critical part of our tech community here in Portland. And also, it's an example of the power of the fintech community here in Portland. So that company is Expensify. Folks might not even know. They may be Expensify users. They're like, wait, Expensify is in Portland? Yeah, they took out a big bank down on 5th. Is it 5th? I think it's on 5th. 4th or 5th. They took out a big bank. That's their office. Still has like a safe in it and stuff. It's really cool. But Expensify is here in Portland. They're the ones who helped reboot the food cart pod there by Big Pink, the beer garden thing. They were behind that. So that's Expensify, publicly traded. As I said, if this is not investment advice, but if you would like to know, Expensify is publicly traded. You can own shares in Expensify. They recently released a new app to the public. They've been testing it with some customers, but it just hasn't been widely available. It's a travel organizer part of there. If you don't know Expensify, they're to deal with expenses. So like travel and entertainment, or you buy something for the company, or you need reimbursement for this, that, or the other thing. That's what Expensify handles. Now with this travel feature, what they're allowing you to do is, rather than have to go to another system and book all your travel and make sure it happens and blah, 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 and then export your receipt and import it into Expensify or email it to Expensify, whatever, like, you don't have to do that anymore. You just get in the Expensify. You're like, I need to take a trip for business. Get in the Expensify. You like book the trip, deal with all the things. I need a car. I need a hotel. What am I doing? All in Expensify. And then all those receipts right there in Expensify. Like, it totally streamlines travel for business. And as business has, gotten back to traveling more consistently, now that we're beyond that, that other thing that happened a little while ago, we're back, not quite to the level of the before times, but travel is picking up again for business, and events are happening again, and all those kind of things. So there are all kinds of people moving around the world, traveling, and needing reimbursement for that travel. So Expensify has tried to simplify that whole issue for all of you business travelers. So if you travel a lot, or if you are beginning to start traveling for your company, perhaps consider Expensify's new travel product to help you streamline that whole T&E process. I had a stressful week. I'm sure you had a stressful week. Please take some time to take care of yourself. And as always, until we get the chance to chat again, please keep up the good work.